The brave Aunt Andy the storm once upon a time. In a green meadow filled with colorful flowers and tall grass, there lived a colony of ants. Among them was a little ant named Anu. She was small, even compared to the other ants, but she had the biggest heart. Anu loved exploring and helping her friends, and though others sometimes teased her for being tiny, she never stopped being kind and cheerful. One warm afternoon, as the ants were busy gathering food for the colony, the sky began to change. Dark clouds rolled in, and the wind whispered warnings through the trees. The older ants quickly sensed danger. "A storm is coming," cried the leader of the colony. "Everyone, hurry back to the anthill with the food you've collected." The ants rushed to pick up grains and crumbs, scurrying back home as the sky grew darker. The air was heavy, and the distant rumbles of thunder shook the ground. Anu picked up a small seed and hurried after her friends. But just then, she noticed something. Near the edge of the meadow, a tiny grasshopper lay struggling. Its leg was caught under a twig, and it couldn't move. "Oh, no more," whispered Anu, looking at the sky. "The storm will be here soon. If we leave him, he won't survive." She felt scared. The other ants were already far ahead, and she knew that one tiny ant couldn't possibly lift the twig alone. But Anu's heart wouldn't let her walk away. "Don't worry, Mr. Grasshopper. I'll help you," she said bravely. The grasshopper groaned. "Little ant, you are too small. Save yourself. The storm is too strong for you." But Anu shook her head. "No more one is too small to make a difference." She pushed the twig with all her might, but it barely moved. The wind grew stronger, and the raindrops began to fall. Still, she did not give up. She called out, "Friends, please, someone help." Her tiny voice was almost drowned by the storm, but luckily, two ants nearby heard her cry. They rushed over. "What are you doing, Anu?" one of them shouted. "The storm is almost here. We have to save him," Anu insisted. The ants looked at each other. For a moment, they hesitated, but seeing Anu's determination, they joined in. Together, the three ants pushed against the twig. It moved slightly, but not enough. Then, more ants came running. One by one, they joined the effort, until finally, with their combined strength, the twig rolled away. The grasshopper was free. "Thank you, little ones," the grasshopper said weakly. "You saved my life. Quickly, follow us to the anthill," Anu urged. The ants and the grasshopper hurried as the rain poured down. The wind howled, and the lightning split the sky. At last, they reached the anthill, where the rest of the colony had taken shelter. The ants pulled the grasshopper inside, safe and sound. The storm raged through the night, shaking trees and flooding parts of the meadow. But inside the anthill, everyone was safe. When morning came, the storm had passed. The meadow was wet and messy, but the sun was shining again. The ants emerged, happy to see the light. The grasshopper bowed before Anu. "You may be small, but you are the bravest of all. You showed me that true courage is not about size, but about caring for others." The leader of the colony nodded proudly. "Anu, you have taught us all an important lesson. Sometimes, in our rush to save ourselves, we forget about those who need help. Your bravery saved a life." From that day on, the ants never underestimated Anu again. She was no more longer just a tiny ant in the colony. She was the brave ant who stood up against the storm. And whenever dark clouds gathered in the sky, the ants remembered that even the smallest among them could make the biggest difference. Moral of the story: true bravery is not about strength or size, but about kindness and the courage to help others, even in the face of danger.